Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie, Alison Rouse, author of this little... this guy right here. These little books as well, where you can get all that, my merchandise, all the funny stuff, where you can join me online. Down in that description of my link tree, so go down, fiddle about, tell me what it's all about. And what it's all about here is constantly being so thankful for everybody here, for all the people who have really helped this channel grow, just been an amazing part of the family, communicating, not communicating. I just am happy to have so many people think I'm cool enough to subscribe to. So thank you so much for that. Truly, truly means the world to me. And you know what means the world to some people, especially musicians? The collection of guitars that they play. You know, I mean, it's the backbone of everything that... Oh, I keep fucking doing this. I need a new stand. But it's the backbone of everything that they love, of everything that they are. The type of guitar that you play, it really kind of defines you as an artist, as a musician, as an era, a genre, as a master. And how you appreciate those, it's another ballgame. And as we know here, you know, when you're paying the death taxes and stuff, when someone passes away, it can get pretty expensive. So the heirs, the family, whoever's in charge of the estate, they tend to sell everything. So we're going to talk about someone's auction today. I'm not going to tell you who yet, because this is a fucking big one. Big one. Okay, and we're going to finish up our locals. The Masters, one of the master companies here, brew houses, Red Rock, the Frolic Pills. Like I said, this is the first time I've had this one today, so we know in the last one that I did where you see this, how I feel about it, but let's find out now. So everybody, kick up your feet. Let's frolic and have some cocktails, rocktails. Gotta refresh it. Cheers, big ears. So good. Absolutely crisp. Easy drinking beer. Light. Slightly sweet. Not too full of a body. Just a great, easy drinking beer. Love it. Okay, so let's get into today's auction. And I'm going to read you a quote from the artist before I tell you who it is. My Strat is another arm. It's a part of me. It doesn't feel like a guitar. It's an implement, which is my voice. Said by the great Jeff Beck. You got it. There are some of his guitars going up, and I just have a preview of a few of them, so this is not going to be a super long episode, because this is kind of a precursor to what the auction doesn't even happen. I believe it's December, January of next year. I am just extra bodily function today. Sorry, guys. I do burp. That was a very weak burp. That was like a 0 on the Metallica scale of 1 to 10, because they did teach us how to burp, me and Danny. The things you learn, the more you know. All right. So the first one is this amazing, because, I mean, we've definitely seen him play this guitar. It's his Gibson Inc. Kalamazoo, Michigan, 1954 and 1972. A solid body electric guitar, Les Paul, known as the Oxblood. Look at this beauty. I mean, look at this. Guitars, for me, are just as much as part of the artwork and the art world as musicians or painters or sculptors or actors or, you know, whatever it is that you do for your art. I know we have someone here who's making an amazing stained glass of Randy Rhoads. It's absolutely stunning. So, but this, the Gibson, Michigan, 1954 and 1972. So this must be, let me see. Let me click on it to see what. Oh, it's not letting me click on it. Okay, but this one, and we'll go back. I definitely am going to do a follow-up for this episode, because like I said, we're going to see what these actually sell for, because as we know, especially guitars are very collectible, even if you're not a musician. But if you have someone iconic like Jeff Beck attached to it, it's going to definitely probably go up. And these will end up in Hard Rocks, in the museum, stuff like that. So this Gibson Inc. Kalamazoo 1954 and 1972 solid body electric guitar, known as the Oxblood. We all seen him play this. Supposed to go for 350,000 to 500,000 British pounds. So these are all in pounds. And this sale's going on at Christie's, but he's so right. These guitars are so much an expression and part of who they are, because we see them playing these guitars. We know them instantly. We know the sound that's going to come out of them. It's absolutely fucking amazing, right? Why My Guitar Gently Weeps. I know that's not his song, but... And here's another one. This one is absolutely gorgeous. Now, this one this one, it's a little more inundated. There's more of these available, inundated in the market. When we think Gibson, this is the guitar we think of. The color, everything. So this is a Gibson in Kalamazoo, Michigan, circa 1959. Let me see. It's just not letting me click on it. So like I said, this one, 1959, it's not letting me click on it. I have to sign in, and I forgot to sign in. But anyway, so this one, like I said, typical color that we think of. A lot of people are going to have these. There were a lot more made than the first one. The Oxblood one then this is the Yardburst. But the Oxblood one, that one is a much more rare color. When I think of Jeff Beck, that's the guitar I think. This one's estimated to go 40 to 60 Great British pounds, right? But I say this one's going to go about 150 to 200,000 because of Jeff Beck. I mean, just the provenance alone. And it's absolutely stunning. And I can just hear, he has one of my favorite rendition of Over the Rainbow is by Jeff Beck. He does a beautiful guitar version of it that's just haunting. And that to me is Jeff Beck. He's rocking, he's haunting. And I've met Jeff Beck. A lot of people, I've met him several times through John Entwistle, when he was here in Salt Lake City after John, and he actually approached me and was like, hey, he's like, I know you. He's like, we have mutual friends. He's like, with John Entwistle. He's like, yeah, too bad about Vegas. I'm like, yeah, that was me in Vegas. He was like, what? And I was like, yeah, dude. And I always called his hair Rufus. Rufus was my nickname for him because that's what I called his hair. I'm pretty sure it was a rug, but... Yeah, so my nickname for Jeff Beck was Rufus because like I said, we just ran into each other again and again and again. Vinnie Paul and I even went to see him when he was in Vegas after a Pantera show one time. And we're backstage, so yeah. Jeff Beck and I crossed paths a few times. All right. Oh, this one. Oh, and like I said, when you look at these guitars, like you see Jeff Beck, you see the 70s, you see the 80s, you see the music that he's playing. And this one, this Fender Fullerton, California, 1956 and later. Oh, God, a solid body. The Telegib is what they call this one. Absolutely. Kind of mishmash, it looks like. It looks kind of very basic, very plain, but it's got the little extra, buttons on and stuff that makes it do stuff. I'm not a guitar expert. I'm a guitarist, groupie expert, yes. But I'm not a actual expert. So, but this one, absolutely gorgeous. We all know he's played this. We can picture him playing this. Absolutely stunning. Really, really love it. Estimated to go 100,000 to 150 pounds. I say it's going to go closer to 200, 250 because this one's definitely its own style. It's definitely recognizable the second we see it. Definitely Jeff Beck, that era comes to mind. So it's very, very much a triggering guitar in a good way. So I think that with the provenance, with that aspect of it, I think it'll go for more than 150,000 pounds. Okay, moving on to number 4. So this is another one that I love this style. This is we recognize this style, that kind of ombre look with the dark and then the very kind of mahogany look on the inside. I mean, very iconic guitar, very well played by Jeff Beck. He had a few of these. So this one, the Fender Fullerton, California, 1954 and 1958. Those are the years that they were made in. I don't think they were made after 58. I could be wrong. I'm not a guitar expert by any mean. I have held a lot of these beautiful guitars in my hand. I have held priceless guitars in my hands. I have had a certain guitar player's priceless guitar under my bed for 2 years a while ago because he forgot it. So took him a couple years to come and get that bitch, but it was a very expensive guitar that he was known for playing. But anyway, so this Fender Fullerton, California, a composite solid body electric guitar Stratocaster, just beautiful. Like I said, I love that dark around the edges. I like that kind of smoky feeling it gives. It makes me feel like it's just going to play some really good groove and you're just going to get nice and to it. You know what I mean? So this is estimated to go 50 to 80,000 pounds. Jeez. Which I think all these, I'm just going to say it right now, I think most of these are going to go for more than what they're estimated for just because look at them. And they're Jeff Beck's. You're not going to get any more Jeff Beck material because, these are probably being sold because you have to pay the death taxes. And in the UK, it is very expensive for death taxes for your inheritance taxes and stuff. So they probably and I'm only looking at 12 here. This is what I can see. But it's a much bigger auction. So, yeah, a lot of these, it's like a lot of stuff with John and I'm going to do. This one's a little harder for me to find, the John Entwistle auction from 20 years ago, because his family did, his son did sell off a lot of John had an amazing guitar collection, one that we have not found to this day. It's it's the glowing one. One of them's going for 85,000 right now. But anyway, so I'm trying to find that one. It's just really hard for me to find that auction because it was so long ago. But this one, like I said, doesn't even happen till December, January. I'll put the link down in the description. But yeah, they're probably selling just a few bits of Jeff Beck's guitars off to pay the inheritance taxes and stuff. But the family's probably keeping his most iconic ones, his most favorite ones. And this one, another one that I could see him playing. You can see him just in Rufus kind of moving around. The Fender Fullerton, California, 1957 and later. So it was originally made in 57 and made again later through a couple other eras. So composite solid body electric guitar Telecaster. Again, this one is only supposed to go for 50 to 80,000 pound. The one before this with the, little more yellow, orange or whatever on the guitar body, that one is more what I think of when I see that one. I automatically think of Jeff Beck. This one, I kind of go to the Black Crowes a little bit. But yeah, of course, Jeff Beck played this. I don't see Jimmy Page. The color it's not going to make as much. I think this one will go for about 90 to 100,000. The estimate, like I said, was 50 to 80,000 pounds. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see, number 6. Oh yeah. This one is worn. You can see a few chips on it. The Fender Fulton, California, circa 1960s, solid body electric Strat. Absolutely. We can all see Jeff Beck wailing on stage to this. Hey, just playing it. Like I said, it's well worn. You can see if you zoom in on the picture when you go to the site, the chips on the guitar where his arm would be playing or whatever. Just absolutely love this. I love a good worn guitar because it was loved. It created so much. It had a full life in its musical history, And this one, I just absolutely love it. Supposed to go 50 to 80,000 pound, but because of the chips, because of the wearing, because of the whammy bar, because of so many factors on it, I think this one will go more towards 150 to 2. But like I said, I think everything is probably going to go for more than what the auctioneers and Christie's are the experts. Like I said, this was going to be my job had I finished college, but I did not. So I'm kind of a Sotheby's groupie all the way. Sorry, Christie's, you're kind of the Megadeth in my music world. I still love you, but Metallica, they were my number one at the time. But anyway, years and years ago. So yeah, this one, 50 to 80,000 pounds. I think more towards 150. Oh, now this one. So, and this will kind of tell you as well the manufacturers of guitars are very important to the musicians. They're very important to the collectors. Because this one I don't think of Jeff Beck. This is a Jackson San Dimas, California, 1983. Solid body signed by Tina Turner. I think he played something with Tina Turner at some point, not 100% sure. But, and who wouldn't want, I mean, Tina Turner's an icon. Jeff Beck, I would have no doubt, would absolutely 100% be in awe of Tina. Like, oh, my microphone wanted to drink my beer. That's my beer. Anyway, so this one, it's pink. We don't think of Jeff Beck. It's a Jackson. Jackson's not a highly collectible guitar brand. This is more a metal guitar, more of, when I think of a Jackson, I think of like Dime or, Kerry King or, Mick Mars or someone like that. That to me is more of a metal guitar and not that 70s rock kind of power rock guitar. So this one only 8 to 12,000 pound, but Tina Turner owned by Jeff Beck. I think more 20,000, but really not more than that because, like I said, this one does not strike me. It was really played. It was more of a collector's item that he just got along the way. He might have played it for a special occasion, but when we think of Jeff Beck, we don't think of Jackson guitars. Like I said, for me, that's more of a metal guitar. Like, I'm expecting to hear, walk, do. Why can't I? Cemetery Gates, whatever. I promise I know the music of the men I was sleeping with. Have to like their music first before you like their pee-pee. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. Oh, yeah, this one. And this one's not going for much either. Again, kind of the color, the maker. But for me, it's like, now this, I could see Jimmy Page playing. I could see Jeff Beck playing. I could see, Pete Townsend playing. I could see them all owning one of these guitars or having been given one. This is a Mario McCaffrey, Mount Vernon, New York, circa, it doesn't tell me the year, it won't let me click on, but anyway, so plastic hollow body acoustic guitar. So yeah, plastic, not going to be a great guitar sound. It's not going to be something that wails. It's going to be kind of a little more hollow, a little more, but it reminds me of a Gretsch. It just, yeah, 2 to 3,000 pound. And honestly, I think this one will not go more than 4 or 5,000. Guitar experts, musicians, tell me down in the descriptions. Because, yeah, I'd love to hear your take on it. Because, like I said, I'm not a guitar expert. I have held a lot of amazing guitars in my hand. I have slept on top of a lot of amazing guitars. I have had a lot of amazing guitar players between my legs. But I'm just not an expert at guitars in general. So, all right. And this is actually going to be a shorter episode because, like I said, we're number 9 of 12 that I can see. So, the Fred Gretsch, speaking of, Brooklyn, New York, circa 1956, semi-solid electric body guitar duo jet 6128. No idea what that means. I just think it might sound pretty. But this is a great guitar. A lot of blues rock guitar players, a lot of, Black Crowes-ish, a lot of Jack White from White Stripes, this is the kind of guitar we see with those people, the Gretsch. An absolutely gorgeous guitar. Love this. 8 to 12,000 pound. Honestly, I think this will go 20 to 25. Just because it's just gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely love it. It's got a classic style. It's got a different sound. It's just, this to me embodies a beautiful guitar. I like that little thingy on the end. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Oh, and speaking of a well-played guitar, this one is. This is a Fender Corona, California, 1990 and 1993. They made this guitar. Solid body electric guitar, custom shop Stratocaster. And you know what? Scott Dalhover of Dangerous Toys, if you're watching, he makes guitars. So he knows guitars because he makes them and sells them. So tell me more in the description if you're watching. And I'm still waiting for you to learn how to spell Salt Lake City, Scott. How hard is it? All right. Anyway, so this is a 1990s guitar, not going to be as collectible as the 50s, 60s, 40s, whatever. The earlier ones, even the 70s ones, not as collectible, but still an amazing. It's a Fender. The name alone garners instant respect, right? 20 to 30,000 pound. But again, I said that, look, like I said, well worn. You can see where his arm was, where it was the pick guard, everything. I love that about a guitar. Like I said, means it was loved and played well. So definitely think that's going to go for more than 30,000 pound. Definitely think that. Oh, look at this one. Now this one I think this one might have had a very specific sound. I don't know too much about this one. I just like the looks of it. I think it's very interesting looking. I don't know what kind of sound it has. This is a Duesenberg, Hanover, Germany from 2019. So a very new one, probably kind of more of an experimental piece, something more innovative, but only 46,000 pounds, which honestly, I think, it has a Johnny Depp signature on it. Well, will Amber Heard be showing it at the auction? Because if it does, it'll go for definitely more. Fuck Amber Heard. Anyway. So this is a 2019. So this must have been like a Hollywood vampire show that he could have been at easily. This could have been a charity from a charity auction, or just something that he got as a gift, as a promotional piece to try and, hey, let's give one to Jeff Beck, because that's great advertising, right? So, but it was signed by Johnny Depp, which leads me to believe that this was actually played in Hollywood Vampires. So only 46,000 pound, but I think because it is Johnny Depp, it's a meeting of these, Hollywood Vampires and Jeff Beck. I think it'll go around 7 to 10. Possibly. All right, let's see here. And the last piece that I can see on this is, and you know what? I can imagine this, because when you're watching a guitar player on stage, we're not just watching them in the guitar. I watch everything that they do, how they get the sound, stuff like that. And you know what? Pedals, definitely a huge part of that sound. It can switch it up as needed for songs, different sounds, different grooves, stuff like that. And this is his stage performance pedal board. Maestro Ring Modulator, Archer, and others. A pedal board is very, very personal to the person playing the guitar. So the pedal board is different for each fucking musician depending on the music he's playing. This is definitely Jeff Beck. This one looks very used. He might have had it for a lot of years. Only 3,000 to 5,000 pound, but quite honestly, I think that is way underrated. I think this one is going to be more like 10 to 20,000, because it is very much used by Jeff Beck. It is. Any musician, guitarist would love to have this to see, figure out Jeff Beck's thoughts and style, because, what he's thinking in the moment when he's playing, what he's going to step on next, how he wants this sound to go, why he used this pedal rather than this pedal, or whatever, So this to me is a lot more personal than the guitar. This to me is an extension, again, of the sound, of the arm, of the voice that musician has. So 3,000 to 5,000 pound, like I said, I think this will go definitely a hell of a lot more. I think it'll go 10 to 20,000 pound, just because I think any musician would love to have this. I just amazing. Find a sound guy, coordinate it with him. His guitar tech. No, wait, I do know his guitar tech. Found him. Okay. Okay, so I'm finding a little bit more. Like I said, I'm not finding everything that I need to find. Hold on, let me pause for. Okay, so I wanted to try and find more, because it's not just his guitars. It's 130, like 90 of his guitars, which I'm guessing he probably had 150 guitars. Fuck, John Entwistle did like 300 guitars, basses. stuff like that. But yeah, so these are the ones that they're kind of previewing right now. I'm going to order the catalog if I can get it in before January. Let me see. When is this auction supposed to happen? So January 22nd of 2025. This is when it's happening. And so, spanning his almost 6 decades long career from joining the Yardbirds in '65 to his last tour in 2022, this unique auction presents over 130 guitars, amps, pedals, cases, and tools of the trade used by the late great guitar legend Jeff Beck. So I'm guessing anything that he took on tour definitely going to be in this auction. I just think. So, I mean, I think his family probably saved a handful of guitars because it's a lot more guitars than I thought it was. But they probably saved a handful of guitars and, yeah, selling the rest because, you know, I don't think any of his kids, I don't know about his kids' family, anything like that. I'm not, like I said, I met Jeff Beck several times. Rufus, as I call him. He's like, why do you call me Rufus? Because it's a cute name. It's just your nickname. I don't know why. But it was because of his wig. So, yeah. But yeah, so this is going to be really interesting to see. I think that many of these are going to go for a lot more. I'd like to be able to see more of the guitars, but it's only previewing 12 of them. I'm going to get the catalog, and we'll see from there. Like I said, January of 2025, the 22nd, when the auction happens, we'll revisit this in a month, 2 months. Anyway, but thank you guys as always for getting to the end of my episodes. I know the auction ones are not my biggest watch ones, but you guys really should because you never know what you're going to find on the block. You know, I think this is definitely one of the premier guitar auctions. We will never see another one like the Jeff Beck auction unless Jimmy Page passes. But even then, I don't think Jimmy Page's family will give away the guitars. I don't know. I mean, they'll have to pay the death taxes somehow. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see another guitar auction like this in our lifetimes. You know, just absolutely amazing. Tell me what you guys think down in the description. Guitar experts, musicians, guitarists, go down there. Tell me what you think about all these guitars. Tell me if you're going to be shopping. I mean, seriously, I think I'm so excited to see this auction. I think there's going to be a lot of things that go for a lot more than what we think. So, and as always, thank you to everybody for getting to the end of the episode, for listening to me, for just being awesome. I cannot tell you how much I really am thankful. And for those of you just lurking, just joining us, not part of the family, hit that subscribe, hit the bells, and become a family here at Cocktails and Rocktails. Cheers, big ears.